welcome to Closing the Distance. Today's show, we're going to be bow hunting with some of Closing the Distance's second generation of bow hunters. We have tips and information to get young hunters involved and how to keep them involved in the sport. A fun episode. Let's get started.
Closing the Distance is brought to you by Matthews Solo Cam. Catch us if you can. Ozonics, scent control that works. Hunter Safety System, dedicated to saving hunters' lives. Executioner Broadheads, born to kill. And by Citadel, revolutionary shoot-down shape. After the break, we'll join some of our second-generation bow hunters on several exciting hunts. Stay tuned. Closing the Distance will be right back.
It's simple. Learning stand placement drastically increases your odds, but hunters are unintentionally making errors while scouting and hanging stands. We examined these problems and found the solutions to these hunting challenges, and we're pleased to share this information with you. Stand Placement is a new DVD that answers these questions. Available online only at closingthedistance.com. That's closingthedistance.com. Order your copy today and learn the secrets of consistently harvesting trophy bucks.
Closing the Distance is made possible by Carbon Express Arrows. Shoot better. Shoot Carbon Express. Christian Bow Hunters of America, exalting Christ as Creator, Savior, and Lord. Nikon, the trusted name in optics. Sword Sights, sharp solutions in aiming. Elusive Wildlife Technologies, taking the elusive out of wildlife. And by the amazing Luminot. Can your arrow knock do this?
This hunt was typical late season hunting for Kansas. Walker drew a tag, and we were limited to the times that he could hunt because of his school activities. He could only get away about 3 days during the Christmas holidays.
Where are we?
Kansas.
What are we doing?
Hunting.
Trying to kill a big buck?
Yes.
This is our second hunt. We saw a pretty good one this morning.
Yeah.
You think he was big as the one you killed last year?
No.
Maybe not. Well, we let him go, and we're after a big one. We got a big wide 8-foot coming in here, so hopefully we'll see him this afternoon.
Each day, we hunted about 3 days, we had bucks come in that wouldn't come in and present him with a shot. And of course, we're coaching, we want the good shot. We don't want him to take a marginal shot, and we want a good deer. And we really was kind of getting frustrated ourselves, and he was too. The weather was cold. It was well below freezing every day. And you know, when you got an 11-year-old in a blind with you, you got to try to take care of them. So we did everything we could to keep him warm and keep him excited and keep him in the hunt. And finally, we had a buck one morning to walk in and give us a good shot. Early in the morning, we had a buck to come in at daylight and walk within 6 foot of the blind, and the blind was fresh, had been there, and he spooked. And his dad and I thought, well, it's going to be tough. We're not going to get a shot out of this new blind. But this 10-point came in late in the morning, walked right in, gave him a good shot, and Walker hammered him. He had made a great shot. So we finally got a good 10-point on the ground for Walker.
You got him.
I saw the shot. I saw a hole, so.
What you saw the hole on him?
Yes.
Where was it? Right
It was like at the bottom of the heart, I think.
Bottom of the heart.
Looked like it.
Oh, I tell you what, that
was a nice deer.
That's a 10-point.
Yes.
It's a 10-point.
Yes. this is my third day, third morning. Our first day we hunted Wednesday. We saw bucks, but they weren't shooters. Yesterday we saw nothing, neither afternoon or morning. And this morning we saw a small buck coming in. I think like at about 7:30 or so. It walked off, but then I think like about say like an hour later, this buck comes in, and I shot him, and I think it's a really nice buck.
He's pretty.
Really good buck.
He's a pretty deer. Folks, Walker just shot this nice 10-point. We'll kind of show you our setup. We'll walk around here in front of it. Over here, Walker. We came in here yesterday and we ran the trail camera. We had some really good bucks coming here. One real nice 10-pointer, the one Walker just killed, and we decided to come in here and put up a ground blind. You can see we put it up, brushed it up real good. We got it about 20 yards from the trigger. We got the wind right and everything. We went ahead and put up the ozonics. You can see it on the back there, because we do have some deer that come from back behind us. So we decided to go ahead and put up the ozonic just to be double safe. I mean, there's no reason not ever to put it up, but I mean, it's really worked well. And we're gonna walk out here. Our lemon-ock is right here in this log. Walk up here and look at that one.
Some blood right here.
Yeah, you got blood on it. Folks, that's that executioner broadhead. And I tell you, the thing that I've been most impressed with versus any other expandable is we know we got a good pass-through shot on that deer, is the blades. They just don't bend. They're thick.
Here's some blood.
Blood right here. All right. Follow the blood.
What a blood trail.
Well,
Nice looking deer.
the blood trail was awesome.
Yeah, it was like each blood piece was like about 3 or 4 feet away from each other. It was a good trail.
Oh, it was just, we just walked right to him, as you can tell, and that executioner broadhead right there, I mean, it did a number on him. You can look at that wound right there. Look at the exit wound.
That's where it came out.
That's where it came out, and I tell you, like I said before, those blades, you could hunt with that broadhead again, but I tell you, it's just I mean, we did everything right with that buck. We found him on the trail camera. We set up the ground blind. We had the wind right. We went ahead and put up the ozonics just in case we had one come from behind us. And that's your biggest deer so far, isn't it, Walker?
Yep.
And pretty. He's got good mass. I mean, I'm gonna call him at least a 4.5-year-old buck. He's a big body deer. He's definitely, I mean, you killed a 8-point last year out here.
Yeah, but then I think the year before that, I killed the highest one I killed was a 4-point. It would have been an 8-point if it hadn't been a horn.
But we just try to, every time we come, every year, try to kill one bigger than we killed the year before. And I tell you, it just worked out great.
After the break, Walker's sister Tessa slams her first deer. Stay around for this. We'll be right back.
The 3 biggest mistakes in shot placement today. Bow hunters are unintentionally making errors while taking aim. We studied these problems and identified the solutions to these challenges. We are pleased to share this information with you. Available to you free of charge. Shot Placement 101 is a DVD that answers these important questions. Just log on to closingthedistance.com to see how to order. That's closingthedistance.com.
Closing the Distance is proudly supported by Whitetails Unlimited, working for an American tradition. Real World Wildlife Seed, dare to compare. And by Fish and Still Equipment, your East Texas John Deere dealer.
This is Tessa Lane's hunt. Tessa Lane is my granddaughter. She's about this big and hunts and works about this big. She is a super young lady, and she, of course, grew up around hunting with her dad hunting and her mom is hunters, and she wanted to go. She wanted to shoot a deer. Her brother had killed a deer. She wanted to shoot a deer. On this hunt, her mother was on camera and her dad was coaching. The does came in. They came in several times in and out. And with a young hunter, you know, they think you walks up and you shoot them and that's it. The does would come in and out. She got real frustrated, as you can see on the camera, that the does wouldn't come in and stand still and give her a shot. But when they finally did, she came through. She made a good shot and got her first deer.
Got her. You got her, Tessa. You got her. You got her. Yay. Hold on. She's standing right there. Hold on a minute. Amy, she's walking back out in the lane. She's walking back out in the lane. Can you see her?
Yeah.
She fall?
Yep, she's
Falling.
down. She's down. Oh, Tessa's first deer.
You got her, baby. Good
Look
shot.
at you.
That's the way to be patient. That's the way to be patient. Let's get some light in here. Yay. Now let's look. Turn and look at Mama. Turn and look at Mama.
Tell me about it. How about that?
It was fun. I like to shoot.
Did you have to wait a long time?
Yes.
Man, you were so
you
patient.
Had to wait.
You were so patient. You
You
made
had
such
to
a good
wait.
shot. Give me 5, girl. Good night.
Yay!
Oh, look at how she went. She fell right there.
Yep,
We could
she
see where
did.
she fell.
There she is, right out there.
God.
I see the arrow. I see the light.
I see
You
the
see the
luminite.
light? See that luminite?
Yeah.
Did you see that? Did you notice that we were shooting those pink executioner broadheads? The pink executioner broadheads, boy. Pink for women.
So are you glad you came hunting today?
Yes.
All right. Man, your first deer. I can't believe it.
Yay!
Golly.
You
You
ready?
made such a good shot.
On the first time
On the
shooting.
first time hunting.
Man, you got a good
Yay.
guide, don't you?
Must be that pink
I
cap
got
pop off.
nervous.
Must be
Did
that.
you get nervous,
I did.
Mom?
I did. I was shaking. I hope the camera's
Oh,
not
man.
shaking.
I got so nervous.
Must be that pink camo hat Papa got you. That did the trick. You think?
Ooh, Papa's gonna be excited.
Papa's
about
gonna be
that.
so excited.
One of the most exciting things for me as a pawpaw is to get that phone call that she's got her first deer. I was with Walker when he got his first deer, but this time her mom was filming and her dad was coaching, and I was waiting by the phone. I get a call from her, Pawpaw, I got a deer. And that's an exciting thing for a pawpaw.
You had to be real patient to wait on the right shot, didn't you? Was that fun?
Yes.
Yeah, how old are you?
7.
You're 7 years old, and I made the comment, I told my wife when we got ready to go, and she comes walking out of the garage with a booster seat to put in my truck. And I said, she's got to be the only girl going hunting that still has to sit in the booster seat. But we've been practicing with this. How long have we been practicing?
About a week.
Well, longer than a week.
2 weeks.
How many times do you think you've shot it?
20.
Probably 20, probably more than that.
30.
We've been shooting for about a month and a half, and we don't shoot every day, but we'll go out and lots of times we just shoot a couple times. But I mean, anybody can do it. I mean, that's proof right there. The only thing is, it's just like people say, oh, crossbow, that's easy. Well, you still have to get them 15 yards to make a deadly shot. So we had to be still inside that blind. I set this blind up back in September, and so the deer would get used to it. And I've actually got it on a elevated platform, and that's just a good tip. There's a couple reasons I do that. One is to get elevated, and two is just to so you have a good flat surface to sit on. You don't have to worry about snakes or anything crawling in your blind. But I got it set on this feeder, and I mean, the deer were coming. It's real early in the year. The acorns aren't falling, so they're still coming. The feeder's good, but what a hunt, man. Let's go look at your deer. Yeah. How about that, folks? I mean, I am super excited. My 7-year-old daughter. What do you think about that, Tessa?
It's good.
It's good. You like hunting?
Mhm.
You like hunting. Everybody likes hunting when it's that quick. But the thing about it is, people say, "Oh, you just walked right out there and shot one." But we put in our time shooting. We put in our time practicing. We put in our time discussing on where to shoot them. And look at that shot right there. I mean, it's just perfect. We worked on that and worked on that. Got a 3D target where she could shoot it in. And I mean, it just really paid off. You think Pawpaw's gonna be excited?
Coming up, Skye Risinger arrows a nice East Texas buck. Closing the Distance will be right back.
It's simple. Learning stand placement drastically increases your odds, but hunters are unintentionally making errors while scouting and hanging stands. We examined these problems and found the solutions to these hunting challenges, and we're pleased to share this information with you. Stand Placement is a new DVD that answers these questions. Available online only at closingthedistance.com. That's closingthedistance.com. Order your copy today and learn the secrets of consistently harvesting trophy bucks.
Closing the Distance is brought to you by Matthews Solo Cam. Catch us if you can. Ozonics, scent control that works. Hunter Safety System, dedicated to saving hunters' lives. Executioner Broadheads, born to kill. And by Citadel, revolutionary shoot-down shape.
We didn't go far, he's right here. Dang.
Great deer.
I know, it's a nice 8-point. Been seeing pictures of him. Been trying to kill him. Finally got him. Nice deer. Happy to get him down.
He's big. He's probably he's at least 3 or 4 year old buck.
Yeah. Been seeing him a couple of years now, so been after him.
That's your first buck with a jewel, isn't it?
It is. So nice.
Well, this whole episode has been dedicated to our Closing the Distance second generation of hunters. It's so exciting for me to see them coming along and learning and having an excitement for the outdoors. You know, Johnny and Skye, I've been on a number of trips when he carried her when she was a little tyke and saw what Johnny did to work with her and make her successful. My daughter Amy is now killing deer with a compound bow, and I didn't think that would ever happen when she was very young, but it's so exciting for me to see her be able to take some nice bucks with her bow. My grandkids, Tessa and Walker, both are hunters, and we brought them up in the hunting lifestyle, in the outdoor lifestyle, camping, fishing, just having quality time with them. And a lot of people don't realize, but what you need to do is to make sure that you get those kids great equipment. Don't just get what's hanging on the shelf somewhere because it's cheap. Get them good equipment. We had our kids shooting mission crossbows. We had them shooting with new Luminox bolts, with Luminox. Anything that you think you might use that would be top grade equipment, do that for the kids. They need to be successful. When you take them out there, you don't want to not be successful because of equipment failure. So put them in good blinds. Make sure you give them an opportunity to see game. All of these things are going to increase their excitement. It's going to make them want to be hunters. And growing up in the lifestyle that we have enjoyed, we want to pass that on.
I really love the shows that we do like today, where we see fathers and grandfathers passing on our great love of hunting to their children and their grandchildren. It really is one of the ways that we're going to ensure this great sport that we love of hunting. But you know, it makes me also ask the question, and one that I think we all need to think about. What are we passing on to our kids and grandkids that really will last? Because see, passing on our love of hunting is one thing, and in this life for sure, it provides many, many years of enjoyment. But the question that I always ask is, what am I giving my children that'll last beyond this life? I was very blessed to have a father that introduced me to two great loves and put them in my heart. Number one, a love of hunting and a love of the outdoors, and it gave me a love for God. And I realize now what an incredible blessing and gift that it really was and is. And now as a father of two myself, I realize how important it is that I pass those things on to my children. So I want you to think about that today and just ponder it. What are you passing on to your kids and your grandkids that will really last beyond this lifetime? Nothing could be more important than a personal relationship with God through His Son, Jesus Christ. And if you'd like to know more about what that looks like and what that means, I want to encourage you to go to closingthedistance.com and click on the Moment of Truth tab.